can't panic. There's still the name of the game is to win, and sometimes you go into a game with a game plan, and things happen and things change, but the ultimate plan is to win the game. We knew we had to stop the run to win the game, kind of the same concept in Wisconsin. Now, there's some things we got to do better, and it still comes down to the structure, of everything that you do. So I mean, it's concerning when you start to look at stats, because we're hard on ourselves, so we got to get better in every area, and that's one of those ones that we know we got to do a better job at.
Did it surprise you how much success they had throwing the ball when you guys dropped 8 the other night?
I don't know. Did you count how many times we dropped 8, or did just somebody just say that?
No, I didn't sit there and count. I can tell you it was probably about 4 or 5 times.
There's a few drop 8s, and the things that are glaring to you are the ones that you drop 8, and you get a touchdown. And those are some of those situations that really eat at you, because do you second guess yourself and say, well, you should have brought 6 instead of dropping 8 if they're going to have a chance to throw it up, and the guy's still going to be one-on-one. So, there's some things that we got to do a better job of, but, they're really, if you add them up, I think there's maybe 10 plays or 8 plays of over 10 yards. The problem is that, 3 of them are one's 65 or 70 and one's, 55 and 60. And when you really look at those aren't, a big structural problem. There's just, physically we got to do a better job.
Switching gears a little bit, this weekend you get a chance to go see some high school games. How much are you looking forward to getting out and seeing, being a recruit?
Oh, it's obviously another part of the job that you enjoy, but it's also some time that, you get to go home at a decent hour and actually get to see your kids awake and some different things like that. Maybe even see a 5th grade football game too. So there's a lot of football games, a lot of other things that you get to do on a bye week that help rejuvenate you and give you a little bit, a better spirit and a better fresh mindset sometimes. So, that's a great thing about college football. It's the same thing. Once the season ends, you change modes into recruiting mode, and hopefully you go back to the football mode and go to a bowl game, and you go back to recruiting. So things change up for you, so it keeps it fresh.
Did you volunteer to cover the Dublin, Worthington, Hilliard area this weekend?
I usually try to, but somehow I got stuck in the Georgia Savannah area. So, but there'll be a point in time when I'm lucky enough to get into the Columbus area.
I don't know
how's Curtis Grant playing so far? Through 6 games, how do you feel like Curtis Grant's playing?
Curtis has done a good job. I mean, he's continued to grow. I mean, we know what Curtis has to do, and sometimes as a coach, you focus too much on the deficiencies of what guys have. But Curtis really is a big part of the heart and soul of who we are and what we do.
Good against the run, struggles against the pass, or is that too simple, or is that not accurate?
No, I mean, I don't know that that's real accurate. I mean, again, what we ask guys to do. Still, we try to limit our guys, and sometimes the tough thing about what we do as a defense is you look at guys and you know who you got to put stress on, and just based on their abilities and the things that you're going to do. And some things we're going to put some stress on the defensive front to eat up some gaps and do some things, and then sometimes we're going to put a lot of stress on our corners because we ask them to play some man. So we do a decent job of trying not to put them in situations that we don't think that they can handle.
Can you see when a guy's starting to feel comfortable in his role, and are you starting to see that from Curtis out there, just playing a little more?
Yeah, that's what Curtis is. That's what Curtis is. His first 2 years, he struggled mentally with his confidence, and the thing that Curtis does is he is an energetic guy, and he brings some passion to the game. Mm-hmm. He doesn't focus on his limitations. He focuses on his strengths, and I tell him that all the time. His biggest strength for us is his passion and energy, and he brings something to the team. Somebody can say, well, this guy could do something better, this guy might be better. Yeah, but we're not always looking for just the best 11 guys. We're looking for the 11, the best ones that work all together. Mm-hmm. So, and that's the thing about football is, you can go in the weight room and say, here's your best 11. And the reality is that's not the best 11 because they don't all work together, they don't fit together in some different areas, and guys bring different things other than just what they, might do on in the weight room.
Has Bosa surprised you? I mean, just talk about the way he's played, especially the other night. I mean, the second half he seemed
no, he's very mature beyond his means as a freshman, both physically and mentally. And a lot of things don't rattle him. So whether it's a big stage or different situations like that, he's a kid that has come a long way. But mm-hmm. when he walks in these doors, it's not like he wasn't built and ready to go. So, mm-hmm. But he has come a ways, and you never know with a guy coming in. You had some high expectations. I thought a lot about him. I had some high expectations when he came in.
Yeah.
But you just never know if they're really going to live up to that.
Well,
Pass
how
rush
important
in
is it?
general, are you pretty happy with, that was a young group, and they're starting to make better and more strides each week. It seems 5 sacks last week. Are you getting to where you need to be with that on a consistent basis, or what do you
I mean, if we can, right now, the best, we talked about pass defense and some different things, but, the best thing we're doing right now is third down. And if you really look at it, I mean, that might be the percentage-wise some of the best stuff that we do. Why is that? There's a lot of different things, but the ability for our guys up front to pin their ears back and to get some pass rush, we got a multitude of guys that can mix in there and do a good job with it.
You lost Christian, obviously Pitt Brown filled in. How do you think he did? How do you see that, the evolution of that position going?
Oh, he did a good job. Sometimes the tough thing is guys then switch positions. You don't think, well, C.J. Barnett's played for 4 years, but the reality is C.J. had to play a different position too. So now you start to tinker with the things that you do, and now you start double repping guys at different positions, and those are the things that make it tough throughout a week. That's what makes it tough on a guy that you think you can just switch from free to strong, and it's not a big deal, or from strong to free, or from nickel to free, and it's not easy, and especially with the different things that offenses do.
Hey, you sort of